Hey,
Hey, how are you?
good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
How have you been doing?
I've been doing pretty well, keeping busy,
Yeah.
working out. Yeah.
Have you guys been doing a lot of team workouts and stuff or no?
Yeah, we've actually had a good amount of opportunities to work out on Zoom sessions and then do some ball control and blocking stuff. So it's been awesome. Yeah.
Okay, nice, nice. That's good.
hmm
All right, let's get right started right away. So for everyone that doesn't know, this is Andrea. Andrea played with the club when started playing with the club when she was 16U. Won provincials that year as well as her 17U year, and then finished third at provincials in her 18U year.
Yeah.
And now you play for the University of Toronto Varsity Blues.
hmm
Um, so I guess I want to start talking about your club career at
hmm
first. And I guess how'd you come about playing with the club?
Yeah. So in my after I finished my 15U season, going into my 16U year, I actually attended a Pac-Man Advantage camp in the summer. And some of the coaches there were like Kadeem, Pratik, Alex, at the top of my head that I'm thinking of right now. And at the end of that week session, I remember Pratik came up to me and suggested that I come out and try out the following years. So I gave it some thought. And then in September, when the tryouts rolled around, I decided to come and try out and end up making the team and then just stay with the club for the rest of my 3 years. So it was awesome.
Right. And how did you start playing volleyball?
Honestly, I grew up playing like a bunch of different sports. Basketball and volleyball were my two main ones. Because my brother played basketball, so I thought I was gonna follow in his steps. But
Right.
then my mom played volleyball, so when she introduced me to the sport, I really found out that like that was my true passion, and I had such like a love for the game instantly. So I think I just ended up trying out. I think I started playing maybe when I was like in grade 4 or 5. That's like when I did house league stuff, and then in my grade 6 year, I think I tried out for my first rep team and then just continued playing since then.
Right. Okay. And then I guess so. You came to the club when you were 16. How did it feel to kind of win that first year there?
Oh, it was awesome. It was such a crazy experience just because I think even that whole year, our rivals were the Halton Hurricanes team. And then I can't remember who we played in the Grand Prix final. It might have been them, but just coming and playing our best game in the finals at provincials, that's like when you want to be peaking. And I think that's when our team came together and played our best game. So it was an awesome experience for sure.
Right. And would you say that was your favorite memory playing with the club, or what would that be?
Yeah, I think that was definitely the favorite memory for sure.
And then going on to your 17 year, obviously you guys won back-to-back years. How did it feel to kind of get that kind of back-to-back championships?
Again, awesome. I mean, we didn't get our national title the previous year, but then we were working towards that goal throughout our 17 year, and then just being able again to win the provincial title. It was great for sure.
Right. And then going on to your 18 year, obviously you guys had one injury, right?
hmm
Lauren got injured, right, and couldn't set. And then you had a bunch of players step up on your team.
hmm
What was that like in practice?
Oh, it was. I mean, it was definitely challenging at first, but I think with every sport, like if you don't have some challenges along the way, then it's no fun. So it was awesome. We had great players on our team who were able to step up and take on various roles and fulfill when we didn't have a setter. We played like a 6-2 offense.
Right.
So for sure, it was challenging at times, and it took some time to get used to, but I think it made us stronger and made us bond together better as a team in the end.
Right. And you guys were obviously able to come third at provincials that year. How did it feel to kind of get a medal there, that last provincial championship that you guys had?
It was great. I mean, just because of everything that we had gone through throughout that season, throughout the year, it was great that we were finally able to get some hardware at the end. Lauren came back for a little bit, I think, in that last few games. So having her back, and then also having the other players playing the other positions, it was great that we were able to medal for sure.
Yeah. And then I want to talk a little bit about nationals. Jesse always says I bring up kind of bad memories and stuff, but I wanted to talk about your 18 nationals. Maybe you can just talk me through how that tournament went.
Yeah. I mean, with every nationals that like we've played 16U to 18U, we always end up losing in the quarterfinals. In our 18U year, it was a tough game. I remember it was really close at the end. We played 3 sets, and it was definitely heartbreaking. Something that that was, I think, one thing that we really wanted to do was win a national championship. So it was definitely heartbreaking, but at the end of the day, with every sport, you're going to have some wins, you're going to have some losses. And I think it just is an opportunity to grow as an athlete. And it makes you like reflect on certain things, but at the same time, you have to move forward and move on to better things for sure.
Right. And I see Jesse and Lindsay are on here and they're commenting quite a bit. But how did, and then as well as Kadeem, right? How did the relationship kind of grow over the years with those 3 coaches?
Oh, it was great. I mean, I had them 3 and Devin were all 4 coaches were there throughout my time at Pac-Man. So at the start, it was definitely, I mean, I was an incoming athlete. I didn't know what to expect from them, but it was great to grow that bond between them and become closer, get to know them better. They really pushed me, were patient with me in the start, and really helped develop my game further. Volleyball is such a technical sport, and they made me really think about other aspects of the game that I didn't really think about before. So it was great to grow that relationship with them.
Right. And then when you were your 18 year, did you go to any of the middle training with the Jeff Chung sessions on Sundays or no?
Yeah, I did. I trained with Mike Amoroso. He was the main middle coach. So I had opportunity to work with him, which was also a great opportunity and awesome to just get a different perspective on things, just because when you're working with the same coaches, it was good to get a different side of things for sure.
Yeah. And what do you think about the drills afterwards when we kind of integrated the setters, middles, and libs?
Oh, it was good. It was definitely fun. It was something new just because I think the previous years middles were at VCC with the left side. Yeah. So this time when we finally incorporated middles and setters together, it was great just because we would be working on separate things and then putting us together, being able to both apply things that we learned in those sessions. It was great.
And kind of moving on to the support side of the club, I've seen you at provincials, right? Just cheering on younger teams, regardless of if it's boys or girls. Why do you do that?
Honestly, growing up for me, when I was a younger athlete, if I saw older athletes come and watch me play, it was always so exciting. Oh my God, I can't believe they're coming to watch me play. So now being able to watch younger athletes that were in my shoes once, it's just awesome to be able to go and support them and watch them develop and grow up and become some of the most amazing athletes. So also I mean, this club is a big community and a big large family. So when you enjoy seeing the people around it, it's great to go and continue to support them.
For sure. And is there any team in specific that you enjoy watching or?
I don't know if there's any specific. I don't know. There's some great teams. I honestly enjoy watching everyone when I get to watch. So it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then moving to your varsity experience, so you went to U of T, right? And you played middle at club, and now you're an outside hitter more so. How was that transition for you?
It's been challenging a bit, just because I did play middle from 14U all the way up until 18U year. But it's been a challenge that, and I don't know, it's been challenging, but it's been a fun experience for me for sure. Just because if I had stuck with middle and I continued playing, I think it just wouldn't give me a chance to grow as an athlete more and develop my game further. But I think now that I am playing left side and right side, it just gives me a better sense of what's happening and what everyone else's roles on the team are.
Right.
So it's been a good experience, definitely challenging at times, but fun to play a new position.
And then how's it been balancing kind of school and volleyball?
At first it was tough, uh, for sure. But you learn to grow how to time manage and make sure you're prioritizing certain things, make sure you're staying on top of your schoolwork. You have practices, you have to keep up on your physio and making sure your body is well nourished and healthy for the games and for practices. So it's definitely been challenging at times, but I think just being able to create a schedule for yourself, set mini goals throughout the week, has really helped me to manage my time well.
Right. And was there maybe a specific player or someone that maybe helped you kind of get through that first little rough patch?
Honestly, all the players on my U of T varsity team this year were amazing. Anyone who I had like questions and I asked, they were always there to support me and help me through the things. So I think all the players did a phenomenal job at that for sure.
Right. And moving on throughout the year, so you guys had a successful year, right? And ultimately won the OUA championship. And you were injured throughout the year. So I wanted to talk to you about that because you had a concussion, I believe, correct?
Yeah, I had a concussion right before the semifinal and finals games.
Yeah. So how did it feel to kind of just like be on the side? Like, of course, your team did well, but how did it feel to kind of just be there on the side and not really like feel like you're not able to really contribute on the court?
It was tough a little bit for sure. I mean, those were one of the two like most important matches for the OUA season. So it was tough. But at the end of the day, I knew it was the best for me and my like what my physio people had told me. It was better for me to sit out. I have so much volleyball left. It was only my first year, so there is so much time left for me to play. It was tough, but at the same time, I'm super happy that I was able to still be there to support my teammates and watch them come home with that gold medal. So
For sure. And what was it like at nationals? Because you guys got there and then it got canceled. So maybe you can talk me through that couple of days.
So when we first got there, we got there maybe like 3 days before I think the first game was set out to be. And things were still pretty normal. There was a little bit of talk about the virus going on, but not too much. We had like a normal practice the first day. Then the second day, they were starting to wipe down balls, like hand sanitizing them, wiping them down. So it started like getting a little bit more serious. There was some talk about maybe having the games without fans. And so things slowly started picking up. And then the day before the quarterfinal game was scheduled, we were supposed to have a banquet that evening. And we got news that it was canceled. And then we ended up going, but it was kind of like not all the teams were there. Everyone had to come at different times. And when we came back from that banquet, we got the news that Nationals was canceled, which was definitely heartbreaking at first, just because when we had won OUA championship, like we knew that we had accomplished that one goal, but we also had our second goal, which was to win the U Sports National Championship. So it was definitely heartbreaking, but I think it just taught us to appreciate the journey along the way and to enjoy the little moments, just because you never know what's going to happen. Like, who would have predicted that all of our seasons would have got canceled? So I think it will make us stronger athletes in the end, and it has brought us closer together.
Yeah, and going back to the OUA finals, I also went to go watch the men's team play Brock in the quarters. One thing I noticed about the gym is that like it holds a lot of people, and the gym actually fills up quite a bit. Would you say that's a consistent thing throughout the year too?
Not as much. Not like the finals. The gym was packed. Like I've
Yeah,
never seen more fans on both the Brock fans and the U of T fans. Like everyone was cheering. I've never seen like a stands more filled. So it was an awesome experience. I think playing in that environment is like there's a lot of pressure, but it just brings a lot of thrill to the game.
for sure. And what would you say the fan interactions like at UFC, just given that you're kind of in the heart of the city?
hmm Oh, it's great. We have a lot of club, other like little clubs who come and support, and you get to interact with younger athletes and the fans. It's great to have their support and for them to come out and watch us, and then for us to be able to interact with them afterwards is great.
For sure. And I guess moving on back to the club side of things, could you see yourself maybe helping coach in the future, or?
Yeah, I definitely do see possibly in the future maybe coming back, coaching a bit. I haven't helped out much, but I did have a little bit of a chance last year. I came at a few Pac-Man camps in the summer, and it was great to work with younger athletes, and it was lots of fun. So I definitely do see potential in coaching in the future.
And during your time at the club, would you say there was one specific thing that you really took away? Whether it's
There's,
a
oh,
skill or a trade or something?
one thing I think that main thing that I took away throughout my 3 years, and I think Kadeem made an emphasis a lot on this, was just being willing to sacrifice for your team. And I think that's something that I've definitely learned to grow and take in, like a lot going into university, being willing to do what's best for the team.
Hmm.
That's one thing I think I'm going to take away mainly from the club
Right.
for sure.
And what would be some maybe, because obviously we talked about that you like to go support younger athletes,
hmm
what would be a message that you maybe relay to them?
hmm I think there's two main things I would say to younger athletes. And one thing is to not focus too much on the future and on past moments, but just focus on what's happening in the present moment, just because
Hmm.
we never know what's going to happen. Like, especially with this situation is a great example, like no one could predict that it would have canceled our season. But you can't change that it has, but you can focus on what's happening right now, work on what you can right now to continue developing your game, whether that's like with working out or any opportunity you get a chance to touch the ball until we do get back on the court. And
Right.
then the second thing for sure would be just believe in yourself. I know that's something that I've like struggled with sometimes. Like I wasn't sure if I was good enough to pursue volleyball at of like varsity level. So just
Hmm.
having belief in yourself and continue working hard, and good things will come down the road.
Right. And I guess I have two more questions for you.
hmm
The first one I want to ask you is advice, or sorry, not advice, future goals, because you just finished your first year, right? You've got
hmm
still 4 more years of eligibility.
hmm
What would be some future goals for you?
well, for now, just honestly wanting to again win another OUA championship and national championship when we do get the chance to play again. I think that's something definitely within volleyball that we'll continue to work towards. And then just also, just because I'm still fairly new to the outside position, just continuing to working on developing my um, skills within those positions. Other than that, I'm not too sure about other future goals as of right now. It's still kind of early in the process, but we'll see. We'll see where
And
it goes.
what program are you in right now?
I'm in mathematics and statistics specialist program.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then I guess the last question I had, and it was in the question box, is just drills for the athletes at home that maybe they could do.
hmm Uh, Honestly, well, if you have a ball and a wall, there is so many variety of skills you can work on. With setting, with passing, you can do. It's honest, everyone has some sort of wall, and I think if you have any ball, you can just working on double hand setting, single hand setting against the wall, just getting those repetitions, both with passing. You can work on your platform, passing outside of your body against the wall. There's so many different little drills that you can come up with on your own, and you don't need a partner for that. And then aside from that, just working a little bit on working out and just making sure you're keeping active, just when the season does roll around. The next time we get a chance to play, we're ready.
For sure. Thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully we have a season next year. We'll have to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good talking.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. This week, Friday, rather than doing a live, we'll be posting a kind of a video of Dave McAllister and I talking. Dave spent some time coaching at McMaster in Sheridan, and now currently is the assistant coach of the U of T Varsity Blues men's team.